In this lecture, we will talk about how marketing managers decide on their communications budgets. Establishing the budget is the most important marketing communications decision. The implications of not spending enough or spending too much are considerable. If we do not invest enough on marketing communications, even a very well-designed marketing campaign may fail and lead to sales and profit loss. And if we spend too much, then we are actually wasting our limited resources. Unnecessary expenditures will reduce our profits. Companies have a number of ways to determine the marketing communications budget. We will talk about 4 of them in this lecture: percentage of sales, meet the competition, what we can afford, and objective and task methods. The percentage of sales method sets the communications budget as a certain percentage of the current year's sales or next year's sales forecast. It is simple to use, which makes it a popular choice. However, it might work in the opposite direction of what may be needed. According to this method, when sales increase, so does the budget. When sales decline, the budget is reduced. Applying the percentage of sales method leads many firms to reduce marketing communications budgets during an economic downturn. However, it might actually be a better decision to increase marketing communications budget to prevent further sales erosion. In practice, marketers use this method to have an initial budget estimation and then alter it depending on the objectives, competitors, and availability of funds. Meet the competition budget sets the budget approximately equal to the competitors. A company may learn that its primary competitor is devoting, for example, 10% of its sales to marketing communications, and then adjust the percentage for its own brand accordingly. Sometimes a company may even decide not to match the competitors, but to exceed their expenditures. After all, research suggests that a brand's ability to invest heavily on advertising signals higher quality of the brand to the consumers. So spending on advertising more than the competitors may help the brand establish higher quality perception. The underlying assumption of meet the competition method is that if we want to remain competitive, we have to spend at least as much as our competitors. However, this does not necessarily guarantee success. We need to keep in mind that not how much, but how well the budget is spent is important. This type of budgeting puts a lot of emphasis on the amount of the budget and somehow disregards the importance of how efficiently the budget is used. If we can spend our budget more efficiently, then we can achieve more with less budget as well. The what we can afford method sets the communications budget after all other expenses are budgeted. When this method is used, marketing communications is actually put to a position of comparative insignificance with respect to the other investments of the company. It's even implicitly considered relatively unimportant to the brand's success and future growth. The marketing communications budget is set as an amount that the company's senior executives feel comfortable with after all other investments are made. So what happens if management does not fully understand the importance of marketing communications? Marketing managers need to explain the importance of marketing communications to the senior executives and demonstrate how it can produce results. The objective and task method is usually considered as the most sensible and defendable budgeting method. Marketing managers set the budget based on what it will cost to accomplish the communications objectives. In other words, marketing managers first establish clear objectives that marketing communications is designed to accomplish, and then identify the tasks that are needed to achieve these objectives. The overall marketing communications budget can then be determined, tallying up the cost of accomplishing all identified tasks. Please keep in mind that once we establish the budget, our work is not finished. It might be necessary to adjust the budget during the course of a year, allocating expenditures in line with the changing conditions in the marketplace. Once the marketing communications budget is established, then we need to decide on the manner of distribution of it. There are 3 methods that are used to schedule advertising: continuity, flighting, and pulsing. Continuity method is primarily used for non-seasonal products. Advertising runs steadily with little variation over a campaign period. The pattern of advertising is prevalent in products that require continuous reinforcement for the top-of-mind awareness at the point of purchase. Flighting method is used usually for seasonal product categories. Flighting involves intermittent and irregular periods of advertising and periods of no advertising at all. Advertising concentrates on the peak selling period of the product category. For example, please think about air conditioners. They are mainly advertised before and during summer. Pulsing method combines flighting and continuous scheduling by using a low advertising level all year round and heavy advertising during peak selling periods. Product categories that are sold during the year but experience an increase in sales at specific periods are good candidates for pulsing. For instance, sunscreens are sold all year, but especially during the summer months. In this lecture, we have discussed about different budgeting and scheduling methods. In the next lecture, we will elaborate on the relationship between the marketing communications budget and sales.